Hey everybody! Hey guys! Welcome to Neon. I am Kim Crossman. This is Quarantea with Kim. Today I'm going to be talking to the amazing Dom Harvey. He is from the Edge radio station in New Zealand. I've got Taryn here, Scarlett. Hey guys, how are you? Today, Dom, you're already here. Amazing. Today I'm drinking Emergency, which is like a vitamin C or vitamin C, depending on what you subscribe to. Drink. The amazing Dom is joining us. If you guys want a month of Neon on us, all you have to do is hashtag Neon, please, in the comments below. And if you do that, we might slide into your DMs, which would be quite an... I'm excited to talk to Dom, so hopefully the internet will be kind to us and he'll be here very shortly. It says connecting. I feel good about it. Dragon Ball Z is here. Oh, hi, Dom Harvey.
Hello, Kim Crossman. How are you, beautiful?
Well, that sounded like you were underwater. Can you talk?
Oh, is it okay? Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2.
It kind of sounds like there's water in your speaker. That might be, are we trying to do some cool kid phone thing, or we are underwater doing a Wim Hof breathing technique?
Should I try and do it without the earplugs?
I think so. Is that going to annoy people around you? It does sound, it's quite painful.
Okay, I'll disconnect. I'll get off Bluetooth.
Come back. Got it. Ooh, we might end up in Spy. How exciting. Hi, Ricardo. We've got Brian here as well. Megan is here. Sally. Scarlett said, yeah, the audio seemed muffled. It did, didn't it? Well, hopefully he's not sponsored by a headphone company because hopefully he's not an influencer for some kind of earpod type situation. He'll be back with us any second now while he goes and disconnects. We've got Jack here as well. Who else joined while I wasn't looking? Tino Windy, Mac Dowell. If you guys are wondering, oh, see, look, he's back already. What shows we're going to talk about with Dom a little bit later. We're going to talk about McMillions and Dave. I have made up a game called All the Deets with Dom. Is that better?
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
That's life-changing. It was going to be... Painful wasn't going to be the adjective I would want to describe our conversation, but it would have been difficult. I hope those weren't a gift that you're influencing with a swipe up.
They actually were they were a gift. And they're amazing, and I wear them running all the time. But I won't give them a mention.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, that's fine. We won't. Some defamation for a brand then. Yeah, we won't do that. What's happening today? Because I feel like I'm making an assumption here that quarantine probably hasn't been too different for you, or has it been?
It's a very fair assumption. I've just got home from work.
Yeah.
So we've been, me and my co-host Megan Randall, we've been going into the studio and doing the show as per usual.
Okay.
So I've literally just got home.
Yeah.
So what a usual day pre-COVID-19 would be like for me. I get home from work, go out for a run, maybe have a nap in the afternoon, and then just do some prep for the next day's show. So it's kind of it's kind of been like business as usual.
Okay. Do you feel guilty about that? You don't have to. I just feel like I've had like the tail end of my quarantine has been quite pleasant, but there is kind of like these social normities that I feel like you can't say that. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I suppose there's part of me that feels a bit guilty because I know it's a horrible time for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like personally, me and everyone in our company, we've had to take a 15% pay cut, but I mean, we've still got our jobs.
That's
you know
true.
What I mean?
Yeah.
But we're luckier than a lot of people. So, and I know a lot of people have loved the isolation period, but I know it's been very stressful for a lot of others. So it's you don't want to. If you're enjoying it, you don't want to gloat about it because you know that other people are doing it tough.
Obviously, that's why I wasn't gloating about it. I was just saying that I think that I guess for me, like being in kind of having a bit of routine, which I feel like is something that you've been lucky to have, is something that I've kind of been without for about a decade. So actually not having to get on a plane or not being so chaotic has been really healthy. So that's kind of why I would say it's probably a highlight. Has there been any like low points of quarantine for you?
No, no, not really for me. For my girlfriend, probably.
Okay, why is that? Because you're home all the time?
Well, no, we moved in together just shortly before the level 4 lockdown, and
Okay.
I don't know. It's probably a chance for her to discover how incredibly boring I am. Like I'm so boring. I said to her, I wouldn't be surprised when we drop back to level 3 or level 2 if you're like, you know what, it's been great, but let's just be friends. But no, so far so good.
I find that I feel like you're doing a classic Kiwi self-deprecating thing. Are you really boring? I find that very, or is it because you kind of exhaust your energy for the day of being high performance at the beginning that there's just not a lot left? What is?
Yeah, actually, yeah, maybe it is. Maybe there's something like that. From doing a radio show for 20 hours a week, I suppose I feel like I get enough attention or more attention than what I need
Got it.
in that time. So I'm not massive on social media.
Mhm.
I tend to sort of keep my head down. A few years ago, I would have been from the school, like any publicity is good publicity,
Sure.
and maybe I try and ruffle a few feathers and just get a bit of attention. But now I just want to, I don't know, I just want to get through life with,
What was
the
what pivotal happened in your life that we stopped ruffling feathers? That's the Dom Harvey that we've all grown up with and been cautiously aware of throughout my career. Like, woo, like,
I don't know. Maybe I've just got a bit softer as I get a bit older. You just don't want to. You don't want to like unnecessarily like piss people off. If you've got the option, if there's a point in your day and you've got the option to like piss someone off or not piss someone off, why not take the easiest road? You know what I mean?
sure. I agree with that and subscribe to it. How do you keep? I guess, do you feel like a pressure because you are on air every day, and I'm sure you have to like come up with, oh, this interesting thing happened to me, da 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 da. Like, do you feel this immense pressure in the hours you're not on air to absorb culture, watching people get coffee, human? Like, do you just feel like everything is heightened all the time to try and like grab something to talk about?
Yeah, I guess so. I've been doing it such a long time. Like I've been at the edge, doing the same job. Like I think 19 years now. So I
Mm-hmm.
think you just sort of like train yourself to
Okay.
uh, to make these little observations, which would be things that happen to each and every person every day.
Yeah.
But when you're constantly like mining the lives of people around you for content, you
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
oh, that's potentially interesting, or maybe I can, you know, like embellish that story a little bit and make it interesting for radio. Yeah.
Do you find that if you're, which I find may, again, projecting, do you have days where you're a very high energy person, but do you have days where you're like, oh, I just feel so rinsed, this is the last thing I want to do? And then how do you pivot that, because you really have no choice, the show must go on? So like, what does that window look like for you?
Well, I think there's probably aspects of what we do that you'd be able to relate to. It's like sort of acting to a degree. So
Yeah.
you're even though like we're ourselves on the show and we're very honest, it is an extended version of yourself. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So
Yeah.
in some ways you're sort of you're playing a character, but it's kind of yourself. So you just have to like fake it for the 3 or 4 hours, and you know, I don't know. We try and keep things as real as what we can, but no one wants to listen to a Debbie Downer all morning. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I guess what I'm asking is that I find like between action and cut is actually like a real addiction to me. Like I thrive it because it's kind of like the rest of the world is silent. It's kind of like this silo. So
Yeah.
I find that almost, yeah, like an addiction. I crave that. So I just wondered if you feel like in those hours, whilst it's you, it's kind of this different version of you that, no one can reach you. They can't really call you and be like, come and do this. If it's like this kind of safe space that you look forward to every day.
Yeah, and it is. It's really nice, and the three of us, Megan and Nia, and Clint Randall, like we all really like each other. I mean, obviously there's days where you fucking piss each other off, but for the most part we like each other and we respect each other. So you kind of look forward to going into work, and if something embarrassing happens to me during the day, there's part of me that's mortified, but then there's another part that thinks, oh, I can't wait to tell the guys tomorrow morning.
Got it. Yeah, yeah. This is gold. This is 2 hours.
Yeah.
We'll do a phoner. Has anyone else done? Yeah, yeah. Great. Perfect. Right. Material. I love it. I love it. Tell me about these cold plungers. Are you of the? I only just discovered Wim Hof. I understand I've been living under a rock as per Art Green and everyone else with a freezer in their backyard. Is that something you're doing, or you're just a cold plunger from way back?
No, I've definitely got into it. I've heard a bit about Wim Hof. Like there's a movie that he's got on YouTube, and there's a lot of people. I've just heard I heard a Joe Rogan podcast, and then I've heard Art Green and Dominic Bowden and a few others like talk about him. So I've got into a bit of a Wim Hof wormhole.
Yep.
It seems like there's some merit in the whole cold therapy thing.
Yep.
So I've got a swimming pool here, which is switched off in winter, and I've just started going in every day after I have a run, and just getting in, controlling my breathing. Obviously, it's not like an ice plunge, but it feels like it's bloody ice.
I bet. Yeah.
And I'm only staying in for a few minutes, but you feel absolutely amazing afterwards. Like you're just so invigorated and alive and energetic.
And you're doing this pre-show or after show?
Just during the day after I've had a run.
Okay.
So I'll get home from a run and then I'll just hop in the pool and, it's actually, I find it really hard to like sort of stem your breathing. So for the first 30 seconds or so that you're in, it's just like controlling your breathing and then just getting comfortable with the discomfort. But I've seen others like Art Green's got like a chest freezer in his garage.
I tried to do a cold shower and it didn't last very long. I was like, maybe I need to work on that breathing thing. I don't think I'm very mentally strong, in all honesty. I think, if anything, that's what I've learned, that I have even more respect for you than I did before, or anyone that can just chill out in ice. I'm obviously not there yet. It's a journey. Hi, Justine. With that too.
Yeah, so there's another thing for me. It's like it does require me, like when I get home from a run, all I want to do is get in a hot shower. So if I figure, even if there are no actual or tangible health benefits from getting in the cold pool, just mentally forcing myself to doing it and then follow through, it's like a little tick for the day. I feel kind of proud of myself afterwards.
That part of it all holistically makes sense to me. But I'm a bit of I'm so like this. Like I have depression and anxiety, and it's like these are the things that will help it, and I'm like, nah, no, nah. Like you
don't want to do that.
I like pick and choose. I guess like some people, how they respond to religion. Like I pick and choose what I would like subscribe to or not. So I'm essentially.
How are you doing? Are you in a good place? I loved your podcast. I thought that was
thank you.
It was to do something like that. It's very warts and all, and it was good.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm good. I think honestly, I feel like I probably should have done it sooner. I kind of just suffered in silence, and mainly because I think I guess my version of depression is just really negative self-talk. It's not that I can't get out of bed, and it's not, which is, I guess it was just my ignorance about mental health, that it shows up in different ways for different people because like no one had kind of vocalized their experience that mirrored mine. I wasn't sure what it was. So I kind of feel like in talking about it, I feel like this huge weight has kind of been lifted off my shoulders. So thank you for asking. I appreciate it. How's your mental health?
Mine's good. I've been seeing a therapist this year. Like at the start of the year, I just had, you have days where you just don't like yourself very much.
Yes, I had many. That was kind of my issue.
There was just a few days like that, and I thought I've got absolutely, I sort of broke things down, and I've got a really good life, and I've got really great family and friends. So I've got no reason to be unhappy about anything. And I thought, why are there these days that I feel miserable? And I've been seeing a therapist about it, and it's great. It just gives you like a new way of looking at things.
On that note, because a lot of people, I feel like doing that first step, even me, like I was so resistant to seeing a therapist because I didn't want to be depressed, or I didn't want her to tell me that I was like some kind of sociopath that was going to go in a murderous rage. Like I was worried that, like, oh God, what could it be? And it wasn't like that at all. Would you kind of speak to your experience to hopefully maybe demystify it for some people?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I was shit scared. I was like, oh my God, and then quite a few people messaged me after I talked about it on the air and said things like, oh, often it takes 2 or 3 attempts to find the right therapist. And that made me feel even worse because I thought, I don't want to go and spill my guts out to someone and then be like, you know what, I need to go and do this again to someone new next week.
or worse, they're like, hey, I don't think it's a good fit. And then you go,
Yeah. Oh God, imagine that. No, but it's been the best thing ever. You know, it's just gives you a different perspective, different way of looking at things. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I feel like I'm in a really good place at the moment.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm really happy for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to play this game with you. I'm kind of turning your job on its head a bit because I know that you're usually the taskmaster, as per se.
Yeah, I honestly feel very, very uncomfortable being on the receiving
Do
end.
you? No,
It's like
you
being
don't.
it's like being out of control, you know, like a control freak that's not in control anymore. But go ahead.
That's great. Well, embrace it. There's no stakes involved in this, so you can rest easy. We'll try and answer it as quickly as possible. Again, there's no stakes, only time is our constraint. It's called All the Deets with Dom. Tried to make it kind of fun. First question: the best food drink combo is?
Oh, Coke Zero and cheese toasted sandwiches, but I always put chicken stock on my cheese toasties.
Where?
Is it weird?
No, where do you put chicken stock?
Well, so before before you put the sandwich together and put it in the toasted sandwich maker,
Yeah.
I put the chicken stock on the cheese.
Like dip it? What do you
What do you mean? No, sprinkle it on. You know the Maggi. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I'm thinking chicken stock like a gallon, like in a milk. Okay.
Hang on, I'm gonna go to the pantry to
mine.
show you. Hang on, come on, shush. Hang on. No, yeah, this stuff.
I thought you were meaning like this, like.
Oh, like, what is it? Like a gravy.
Yeah, this would be like you'd make a soup with it. That's why I was like, what are you like doing with just poor lashings of? Okay, that makes a lot more sense. That's a lot less weird. I'm glad I inquired. Okay,
But I do get hassled a lot by my friends and people I work with for having child's taste buds. I've got very juvenile taste buds, but that's fine.
That's fine. Let's embrace it. And what is your favorite physical feature on you? Appropriate answers only. Or not, whatever. We've already sworn, so this is already R-rated show. Whatever you would like to go with it.
Who swore? Was it me or you?
I think we both have. Yeah. It's fine.
Sorry,
we're allowed. No, we're allowed to. I've been given permission.
Okay. My favorite physical feature, probably. This is going to seem like a real cop-out answer, but I'd say probably like my knees or my legs. So I do a lot of running, and I've had very little injury concern. And I know a lot of runners or a lot of non-runners have concerns about the knees of runners. So every time I go for a long run and I get through unscathed, I sort of count my blessings.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. The last time you cried and why?
The last time I cried and why? Oh.
You can pass if you want to pass. You can.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want to pass. That's a cop out. I was trying to think of a funny answer, but should I just give you my real answer?
Yeah.
There was a situation in December where some stuff went down, and me and my girlfriend we ended up having like a break for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
And she just said to me something like, you know, you're a really good person, and if only you saw what other people see in you, and it just made me really upset.
Oh, but that's a happy sad though. That's a nice thing.
I guess so.
All of us here would wish that of you.
Yeah, it was just it was probably at a time where I didn't feel like deserving of a nice compliment, and it was a really lovely thing to say.
That's a lovely thing to say. Oh, that's
nice. Now I'm getting all embarrassed.
No, don't get embarrassed. What is your pet peeve?
Probably tardiness, I think. People that are late or people that are unreliable.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. It's about respecting people's time. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it is. And we have a situation, with our radio show, like we try and run like a tight ship. Yeah. People are coming in for interviews and, there's always going to be traffic problems in Auckland. But I don't care. Get there early. I'd rather you're early than late.
Yes. We have like an acting classes. People will walk in, it disrupts everyone, and they have like a Starbucks. It's like, and my insides, because I'm such a teacher's pet. I'm like, am I the only one who gives a shit? Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's horrible. The worst smell in the world is
Probably my farts.
sure.
I'm sorry, that's a really disgusting answer, and
No, that's fine.
usually each person can sort of tolerate or doesn't mind their own scent. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'll fart and it's like, oh my god, that is terrible.
And
Sorry,
it's
it's
just
gone down
bad
a
gut
real
health,
lowbrow.
or it's no, that's fine. But I wrote these questions. I'm prepared for what comes of them.
Okay.
The last time you spewed and why?
The last time I spewed, I don't know if I could answer that. Oh, after a run. It was after a half marathon a couple of years ago. I gave it everything I had, and then as soon as I crossed the finish line, I started coughing, and then I spewed up.
Ooh.
Yeah, like, and there was nothing like in me. Like I
Like
had
a
like
bile.
porridge and a banana a couple of hours earlier, so it was just like,
Okay.
is it bile?
Yeah, and that's like worse because it's painful. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm proud to say I haven't spewed from like drinking or anything in decades now.
Do you drink
Thankfully,
still or not really?
What's that?
Do you still drink or not really?
I love red wine. Red wine is my obsession.
Have,
It's so adult.
That is adult, but what a cool, fun. That's a very classy thing to have. Like, there's this really cool app actually. I'll have to send it to you, where you can take a photo of the label and it will rank it. It'll tell you all the notes and everything like that. It's a really cool app.
Oh yeah. I've become quite obsessed with my red wines. In particular, like Pinot Noirs from Central Otago.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It just makes you feel like less of an alcoholic or a booze hag if you're becoming enthusiastic about where the grapes are from and whatnot.
Exactly. It's a very, can be expensive, but a fun habit to have.
Yeah.
A celebrity that you don't get. Now, I'm sure that you have many of these where you're like, great, another song by Drake, or like whoever.
Oh my God, it is. It's Drake.
Oh, that's great.
It absolutely is. Oh my God, I can't believe that was the example you gave. That's probably an unpopular opinion, but every single Drake song sounds the same to me. I
use Drake because I agree, and I feel horrible because everyone's like, "Oh, he's a lyricist," and I'm like, "He's not Eminem," but maybe it's just showing my age. But whatever.
Oh my God, that is literally it. That's what I was going to say.
A guilty pleasure or vice, but you're not allowed to use red wine.
Oh, it's probably I do drink way more Coke than what I should. Coke no sugar, Coke zero. I buy it in the supermarket in like an 18 pack or a 24 pack. You know, the pack that's so heavy it's got the handle, but the handle breaks by the time you carry it to the car.
I'm going to give you some information here. Both Bill Gates, the guy who runs Instagram, and someone else share your obsession. So if the wealthiest, most intelligent people in the world are doing it, I'll condone it slightly, but it is probably rotting your insides. So
yeah, probably. I try and keep it to like 2 cans a day, 3 cans a day, which is probably way more than what I should be having. Like whenever my sister came around a couple of weeks ago, and in the little rubbish bin in the office where I'm sitting now, there's like a whole lot of like crushed Coke cans. She's like, "Oh my God, it's like a teenage boy's bedroom."
No, it's not. Fart, get out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the most yuck food is
corn.
Me trying to make a chicken stock cheese toasty. No.
Yeah, you're trying to put your gravy in my sandwiches. No, probably sweet corn. I don't know why. I like popcorn. I like corn chips. I like corn flakes. But I hate sweet corn. And if I buy like a pie, like a mince and cheese pie, and I have that first bite, and there's bits of corn in there, I'll throw it out. I'm not interested.
Done. My cats are fighting. Hold on a second. Oh no, he's trying to. It's all right. It's okay. They're all right. The best advice that you've been given, and from whom, if it warrants a shout
out. The best advice I've been given. I don't know. Growing up, the big thing from mum and dad was always treat others the way you want to be treated. Mm-hmm. Which it's not. I've gone wayward over the years, but I'd like to think I sort of live by that a bit more these days.
Yeah.
I've had so much good advice from so many people, but I mean, yeah, it's generally just like don't be an asshole or don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick's a good.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about McMillions, mainly because I know that you've watched it, and it seems like New Zealand went absolutely bonkers yesterday and the day before, to do with McDonald's. What did you love about McMillions?
Oh my God! Well, first of all, it's a story that I wasn't even familiar with, and they sort of, for anyone that hasn't seen McMillions on Neon, it's about basically a heist at McDonald's with their Monopoly game.
Did you play the Monopoly game way back?
Well, I didn't realize it was that old. Like, I didn't realize it was like a 20-year-old game.
I think it had, well, I remember it because I remember like on your drinks you used to get like a couple of the pieces. Yeah.
So the McMillion story, it's about these people in the States that sort of had a syndicate, and they end up stealing like over $20 million from the McDonald's Monopoly game. But it's a fascinating story, and it's just so well told. It's made by HBO. I just loved it, and just incredible characters in there.
Mm-hmm.
Such a fascinating story.
I loved it too. That one cop who's like obviously loving his 5 minutes of fame. Yeah, definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. Now I haven't seen Dave, which is by I guess I would call him like a parody rapper, but he probably is actually a serious rapper. But he had a song ages ago with a line in it like "bitch don't know Pangea" and do all these like weird video clips. Tell me about Dave because I haven't seen it.
So
if I should watch it.
Yeah, so Dave is like I think it's like eight or 9 half-hour episodes.
Okay.
Kind of Flight of the Conchords-ish. It's so Dave is this he's kind of like a parody rapper. He goes under the name Little Dicky. He had a really big song a couple of years ago called Freaky Friday with Chris Brown, which is a really good song. And it's just like a comedy show based around his life, but it's so brilliant and so funny. And I hadn't heard of it before I found it on Neon. It's really, really good.
And is it finished, or are we still getting episodes?
That's the end of the first season. Yeah, hopefully there's another one though. It's really good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I definitely want to watch it. His video clips are genius and so out of the box that I was like, oh, is his show really wackadoo, or is it actually like a structured show?
It's a structured show. Like it's
okay.
There's like a story arc and stuff, and there's a couple of serious episodes about bipolar, but mostly it's a comedy show. But I think it's one of those ones. I hate recommending shows and then people watch it and go, "What the f was that?" So I give it half an episode or one episode, and then you'll know if you're in or not. You know.
Okay, I love it. Someone says, "Shout out to Hamilton Girls." Shout out to Hamilton Girls. I like to end the show with a cheers. Do you have a current beverage?
Do I have a what?
A beverage nearby, or one of your many half-drunken Cokes? Oh, water, hydrating. So at the end
just a water at the moment, but I can show you my rubbish bin. It's a hot mess. There's
Sophie is going to freak out because wait, were those licorice all sorts? Okay, so I don't know if those are Pascal's, but was there a song that went with the old Pascal's licorice all sorts commercials back in the day? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know what I don't remember it if there was. How do you think it goes?
Well, that's it. I can't find it, but I feel like I can see all of the pieces moving. It doesn't matter. It's just one of these it's like one of my 2 a.m. thoughts where I like start singing the Tiny Teddies theme song or reminded about Dunkaroos or Fruit for Yonks. It doesn't matter.
Oh my God. But they don't make the Pascal all sorts anymore. I really like all sorts, and I get shamed for it because apparently it's like an elderly lolly, like Werther's Original.
Everyone loves a Werther's Original. And why
do they?
But why did grandparents have them in their pockets? Did they just have did they buy Werther's and go, this is for that jacket, or did they have a stash and they always left with them? And was it a saliva-inducing thing, or was it just something they enjoyed?
Yeah, and if you accept one of their pocket Werther's Originals, you're like, is it the right amount of softness, or has that just been in there for a long time?
Anyway, I'm glad we could tangent for ages. Who would you like to do your cheers to today? How this works is you nominate a person, tell us why. We do a cheers, and everyone at home, wherever they are in the world, can join us, whether they're watching this live or later.
Well, Kimberly Crossman, would it be too sucky uppy to do a cheers to you?
I'm quite arrogant and have a big ego, so I can take it, but I don't need it. I don't need you to use it on me.
Yeah, no, I know you don't need it, but I'd like to cheers to you if I may. Cheers.
Sweet.
Because you're so hardworking, and I think this quarantine's probably been good for you, just to like put the handbrake on life for a little bit, because you've been so hardworking for such a long time, and part of me feels a little bit guilty because like way back in the early days, when I first met you, you're one of the most ambitious and driven people I know. And there was even a point where you had stationery, like you'd meet Kimberly Crossman and you'd hand the person the Kimberly Crossman pen. And I made some jokes about that on the radio, and I look back now and I think that was just the most I don't know. You had your own brand outside of Shortland Street, and you worked really hard. And it's not the typical New Zealand way to go about things. And in New Zealand, if you put your head up like that, people are like, "What? She's got her own pens? What?" But it's actually inspiring. You've carved this niche for yourself, and I think it's admirable.
Thank you. That's really kind of you, Dom. I appreciate that. I will accept that compliment. That means more to me than you will ever know. Thank you. Your validation of me has been something, for some reason, I've always craved. I know that sounds sarcastic, but I mean that. I think that you're always someone that I've looked up to. You're a great conversationalist. You're always curious, and I appreciate that. That really means a lot. So thank you. I will cheers to myself.
Yeah, you deserve
You've got to
it.
do the cheers too. Otherwise, it's not a cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Otherwise, what a cheers. Yeah. Thank you very much. Dom, I love you. Everyone should be listening to you every day on the radio. Thank you very much for joining us. If anyone would like a month of neon on us, all you have to do is hashtag neon, please, in the comments below. We're going to slide into a few DMs to do that. We have another show tomorrow. I love you, Dom. Thank you so, so much. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. See ya.
Love you, Kim. Love you, stationery.
Love you too. See ya. Bye.